back to Terrifying 10. As the old saying goes, nothing is certain but death and taxes. Most of us hope to live long, healthy, and happy lives before succumbing to the inevitable. In a perfect world, there would be no illnesses or accidents. We would just close our eyes one night and simply not wake up. Unfortunately, it's not a perfect world. Far from it, actually. Terrible illnesses and accidents do occur every day. And so, I present you with some examples of horribly unconventional ways that real people have died. Number 1, death by dog food. Sometimes our love of and obsession with animals comes back to bite us in the rear. In the end, these two ladies would have been better off just saying no to pet ownership. Melanie Paula Campos' sister came home and immediately knew that something was amiss. The neighbors met her upon her return to complain that her dogs had been barking wildly for hours and just wouldn't shut up. After investigating to see what was wrong, she found her sister buried beneath 4 large bags of dog food. Apparently, when her sister was attempting to feed the 40 dogs that they had taken in, the bags fell on her and she suffocated under the weight. Number 2, death by dog food, round 2. In another sad tale of feeding a dog gone wrong, Carol Williams tried to feed her pet dog after having one too many cocktails. While leaning down to fill Fido's bowl, she apparently was overcome from her intoxication, and she fell, face first, into the dog's bowl. As if smothering in dog food wasn't bad enough, the edge of the bowl dug into her neck, and she eventually passed away. Once she was discovered, she was found to be 3 times over the legal limit. Number 3, death by pecking. In another disturbing story of people done wrong by their own animals, a farmer by the name of Franz Wamott was found dead on his farm. Police were anxious to discover the reasons behind his apparent mutilation and death. During the investigation, they found that there was no chicken feed anywhere on his farm. His 200 chickens apparently didn't take this very well. Since the will to live is great in all living beings, they did what they had to do to survive. They descended upon Franz and pecked out his eyes and his heart, all in the name of survival. It was him or them, and he was vastly outnumbered. Number 4, death by boiling. David Allen Kerwan and his friend Ronald Ratliff set out to enjoy a beautiful day full of nature in Yellowstone National Park. After parking their vehicle to take a quick look at one of the springs, Ratliff's dog decided to join them, and he escaped from the car. Inexplicably, in his excitement, the doggo proceeded to dive into the spring that they were viewing. The temperature would later be determined to be 202 degrees Fahrenheit or 94 degrees Celsius. The poor dog quickly began yelping as the pain set in. Ignoring the pleas of other visitors to stay out of the hot spring, David acted without thought and dove in head first to save the dog. He was able to grab the dog and tried his best to save him, but ultimately, David had to release the animal and try to pull himself out of the spring. Ratliff pulled David from the spring while sustaining second-degree burns on the bottoms of his feet. Another visitor helped David to the sidewalk. He reportedly said, "That was stupid. How bad am I?" Then added, "That was a stupid thing I did." Well, the first part in solving a problem is admitting you have one. Congratulations. David was so badly burned all over his body that he was blinded, and most of his skin was coming off. Another well-meaning visitor tried to comfort him by removing his shoes, but they had to stop when his skin started coming off with them. Rangers reported that they found 2 large pieces of skin by the spring in the shape of his hands. David was rushed to a clinic and attended to by a burn specialist. Although David was conscious and seemingly in no pain, he eventually succumbed to his injuries. The burns were just too severe. Ironically, there were 3 pamphlets in the vehicle warning them about the dangers of the park. All 3 of them had not been read. The dog, sadly, was never able to be rescued and died in the spring. And sadly, that's all the time we have for this video. But no worries, go watch this video on screen right now to see 10 more Darwin winners that will have you rolling with laughter. And as always, stay safe out there. Truth TT.